And good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I think I need to apologise because I think there's been a bit of confusion about the time I was going to be going live today, which is a bit weird. I've no idea how that actually happened, but clearly has. So I'm not sure if I am live. So I will just, dare I say, witter on at the moment until anyone comes in. But yeah, this is a little bit weird at the moment. I can see there was quite a few people in the chat. But that was all for last night. So yeah, a little bit weird. If there is anyone in, if they could put a comment just to make sure I know that there are people actually here. Well, I'm just going to be talking to myself, which is very, very strange. Right, anyway, good morning. Got my coffee all ready to go. How's everyone doing? Hope life is all good and everyone is busy. eBay's been a little bit quiet the past couple of days, but the weather has also been really quite strange. We had a massive thunderstorm and lightning last night, which was quite spectacular actually. A lot of rain, but it does mean that the garden needs an absolute big overhaul now. So have we got anyone in? Right, so what have I got planned for today? So I've done pretty much all my listings for the day. So if you didn't know, I've actually reduced my listings down to 15 a day now, just because I was finding 20 a little bit of an issue. And we have a couple of people in. That's good. I'll go into it in a second. So I've decided to reduce my my listings because I want to try and improve the draft bank, because living right on the edge is a bit. It's definitely not ideal. It's not something that I want to do that. That's listings are done. I've got all the photos are done for the day as well, and I now just have to do some orders, pick and pack some orders, and then get them taken to the drop-off point. But there's definitely not a lot. I think I've got 6 to go out today. So definitely when you're doing 15 and you've got 6 orders, it's definitely a little bit down, but these things happen. I'm a firm believer that you just got to follow the process. If you keep going, it will come good in the end. So right, so with Tommy Mac sent a message on Facebook Messenger. I'll have a look at that. Will Chatfield, morning bud, morning buddy. Right, so so I've got to drop off parcels. After that, I'm going to be working up in the charity shop for a few hours this afternoon. So I will be more than likely on the tills, meeting and greeting and doing all the customer service stuff. And then I will, once I finish that, back home. I think there's a call later on this afternoon with Jamie in the group, so I will probably get him to have a listen to what he has to say. What else have I got to do? That's about it really. So a few bits and pieces. Morning, James. Hope everyone is doing good. Yeah, I think I've managed to mess up this live quite spectacularly today. So if you're watching it back, I apologise. It basically feels like a complete car crash already. So right, so what have I got? I did actually think to myself, right, okay, have I got something to talk about today? I don't normally have that much to talk about, but I did think to myself after I was on the call last night, and So I was on a call last night, and it was kind of like assessing, definitely not life choices, but kind of like if you're getting to like the age like me, kind of like what got you to this position. So I was thinking, why did you get into reselling? So I think that's like it's a good topic to actually find out like why people even like kind of like do this. There's lots of people who kind of like do this as a side hustle, which I done that for a good amount of time. There's people who do it kind of like more than the side hustle, so that's like full-time job and doing eBay or reselling like as a second full-time thing. But there's other people who do it on a full-time basis, like myself. So just be interested to know what other people's thoughts are. Why did you get into like reselling? Was it a necessity? So I don't mind like kind of like saying like the reason for me like getting into it. One of the big ones like was that uh, I used to be in sales, so car sales, and I've done that for like a good amount of time. And I'll be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy it, because early days I definitely did enjoy it. It was like it was a great job, really good money. But then, like everything, it gets tougher, and the older you get, the harder it gets. Um, and I kind of just found that it was so much more kind of like rules and regulations, like for insurance products, like you had FCA, like and breathing down your back. So that the whole industry just massively changed, and it just for me was like kind of it was just too much. I was doing probably 80 hours a week, getting a reasonable wage. There was no two ways about it. It was there was some nice perks working in the car industry. I used to like get kind of like company car, reasonable wages, but they kept me every single year. It got harder and harder and harder. And it was always the case for like management, and some I was management as well. It just got like really boring when it kind of like right, do this, get on the phones to like to call people who don't really want a car. So for me, like it nearly broke me. I don't mind admitting it was like really tough. So I kind of decided to like to get out of that whole industry. And retrain and like go into something completely different. So at that point, I went and retrained and become a kitchen designer. And again, that was very much like it sounded like it was a more creative thing, which was absolutely not. It's very much a sales environment. It's a sales job, exactly the same as like selling a product, like a car. So for me, like I done that for a few years. I think kind of like best part of 4 years, and it was exactly the same. They kind of wanted like all the hours under the sun. And it just like it again that like kind of very nearly broke me as well. So at that point, that's when COVID hit. And that's when I decided that because I was on a commission based job, they only basically paid me for my basic wage, which was like basically a pittance. So I needed to like ramp up the eBay side of it. I needed to like push that a lot more. Um, so yeah, that's when I kind of like made the decision that like probably working for the man wasn't particularly like kind of like what I wanted in the future. So that's where I decided to actually push it. And I wouldn't say I kind of like jumped straight into it. What I managed to not organize with my work was that I decided to get a part-time job with them. I basically went from a kitchen designer to a kitchen receptionist, so basically a meter and greeter, and I just worked at the weekends. So that meant that Monday to Friday, I could actually like work on my eBay business, try and grow that a lot more. But at the weekend, I still had this dare I say, guaranteed money coming in to like pay some of the bills. Because I think jumping from a full-time job into full-time reselling, that's risky. Unless you are kind of like doing it incredibly well, I think you need to be like just be very careful. So I would always say like kind of like try and do this as a side hustle until you can get like the eBay or Vinted or whatever it is, just about whatever platform thing. You need to get that to a point where it's actually kind of like paying you, if not similar or more than the actual your day job. So for me, like kind of like so that kind of safety net for probably a couple of years was super important to make sure that that was that I didn't get into financial difficulty. So like the key thing is that I wouldn't say I'm like a sole provider for the house. My wife, bless her, she works incredibly hard. She's a full-time hairdresser, but let's face it, like kind of like hairdressers don't earn a huge amount of money. So it's always pretty much been down to me to cover the bills and that side of it. So yeah, I grew the business to a point where I could probably about 6 months ago now, maybe a little bit less. That at that point, that's when I kind of decided to give up my part-time job because they were making people redundant, so I wanted to jump before they pushed me out. But also, like I was missing out on opportunities within the reselling world that because I worked every weekend, I was struggling to get to the boot sales. So that for me, like kind of like in a nutshell, was how I've got to this. I suppose like I've always worked in a kind of like for the man. So I've always been in either like say office jobs. I've never really done the office jobs. So I left school at 16 and become a baker. Done that for a few years, and then I become a publican, run like multiple pubs, become an area manager of that. Then went into car sales and probably like worked for probably like an exaggeration, but maybe 10 different manufacturers. So it was yeah, like kind of like I've done lots and lots of like different things, but all throughout that kind of like that period, it's all fundamentally the same. You're basically just like they're trying to get us maximize the amount of effort out of you. But for me, what I really want to do is I want to maximize the effort for me and my business. So that is more important for anyone else. So it's me like wittering a little bit. So let's see who else is in. We've got kind of like Will. Yeah, morning, Will. Scouse Dan. Yes, morning, boys and girls. Yeah, morning, Scouse Dan. I'm still like it's been playing on my mind that I definitely want to come to Liverpool at some point. What else we got? Denise, I now sell bits on eBay just occasionally when having a cupboard clear out. Yeah, it's kind of like it. I do think kind of like eBay at the moment is still number one. I'm sure there will people like kind of who will disagree with me, but I think it is still the key platform at the moment. I think they've got some issues, I really do, and I think they need to like be addressing those. But I think if it's kind of like bits around thing, I think Vinted is really good for that side of it. But yeah, like kind of like even like look, like life is tough. You need to like kind of try and get a little bit of a side hustle. I've got my goddaughter like working with me at the moment, just doing like a couple of like bit helping out a little bit. While she's she's going to go to like sixth form when she goes back to school, but she's in the summer holidays. But I'm trying to instill in her that a side hustle is like it's a good thing. It really is. If you can manage your money, if you can kind of like invest when you're like nice and young, unlike me, and I certainly don't regret any of my decisions in my life. I kind of like I could have made some more astute decisions while I was growing up. I didn't, but I've got a kind of a lovely family. I've got a very lovely, like an amazing wife. So I'm very lucky on that side of it. Right, but yeah, but as I say, like kind of like teaching the youngsters like kind of about money, and because it's a darn sight harder nowadays that to make the money. It's if you look on TikTok and all that side of it, it all looks like it's very easy to like make money, but the reality is it is definitely not. Deadman's Loft, morning, more good morning. Right, what we got from James Bolfines. Do you miss being an everything seller? I've really enjoyed reselling again the past few weeks, picking up a few random bits. Yeah, we've been starting to talk about this, and I do think that. So I'm trying to like kind of obviously put out more content. I'm trying to be a little bit more active on YouTube. I think I want to see if I can be a little bit of a help for other people out there. But because I'm a niched seller, so I basically sell men's clothing, I do find that while I'm walking around the boot sales, or I'm going to say boot fairs, as we say in Kent, it may well be a bit boring. The only person that I find really interesting, which is Chaddy Pete, because like I really like his knowledge when it comes to kind of brands. So I think I kind of like got really into like selling clothing after like watching him. So I think the model to niche is massively important. I really do. But do I miss selling everything? I think I struggled like the other day, and I kind of made a point that I wasn't going to like turn away stuff that would make money. But I honestly think that I'm kind of like, it's been nearly a couple of years since I've kind of niched into clothing. And I think I'm really out of the loop. So I'm looking around and looking at things, and I actually now don't know if they're worth money or not, which is really bad. I can look at clothing and I'm pretty much confident that I can tell, right, okay, that's going to make like £5. That's going to make £10. That's a banger. That's going to make like £40. I'm happy on that side of it. But it was like I went to the car boot the other day and I picked up a set of Lego, and the guy wanted £6. I said like £5, and he like agreed with it. And yes, that was nice to pick it up, and I sold it within 2 days. It went really quickly, and I think it went for like £16 plus shipping. In the grand scale of things, like it's okay. It's nothing that special. I need to try and be looking at bigger profit margins if I'm going to be doing that. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to start picking up stuff that's going to be an absolute drama to test, to pack, like IT support. So if something doesn't work, at returns, all that style of it. If I can try and pick up stuff that will still fit my storage kind of my storage setup. So that means that if I can get it into a poly bag or a small box, I'll be happy with that. It's the big stuff that I look at. I genuinely looked at. I walked past multiple times at a boot sale the other day, and there was a Sony stack system with big like kind of big speakers on it as well. I think I walked past it like multiple times and looked at it a couple of times. I was thinking, oh yeah, that probably is a good one. But let's face it, like kind of like I'd get it home and like instantly regret it. Even if it was like £2, £3, £4, £5 for it, I probably would have made good money. But do I want the hassle of it? And personally, probably not. But all right, so yeah, that was a great question, James. All right, next, Jay. Have you considered flipping cars on the side? Yeah. To some degree, yes. Because I actually had such a long kind of history in car sales, I'm pretty happy to say that I could do it. But do I want to? Like, it's the whole grief. You've got to kind of have a good relationship with kind of a local garage. You need to make sure you can like put things like MOTs onto it. And do I want the drama of selling a car for a few grand and then like a day later the engine goes bang? I've been there. Like I had 18 years of selling cars, and those 18 years, I've pretty much worked in main dealers. So I never went to like the backstreet dealers. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just was never my bag. I dealt with new or nearly new. So I'd never say never. Like if the opportunity come along, it might be something to consider, but you need to like kind of register with the DVLA as well. There's quite a few like bits and things, and it like things like that is like, and I don't know, but if I'm instantly selling a car for £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, I'm going to have to pay VAT on that one because I'm VAT registered. So I'd need to like look into it a little bit more. And talking about like cars and car parts, Hunley's in. Good morning, Hunley. So yeah, like Hunley is like an absolute like kind of like she's incredible when it comes to like cars and car parts. And I know she was actually like going out to the dealerships and talking to the parts guys. And I'm sure Hunley like will know that parts guys, they are a different breed. They normally like live in a little cave in the back of a dealership, and kind of like they were always the bane of my life as a car salesman. They used to take the mickey out of us car salesmen because we were supposedly the kind of like the prima donnas of the car showroom. Which is probably true, to be honest. We like basically expected everything, and we wanted all the money, and we wanted all the kind of the glory and all that side of it. And if something goes wrong, go to the service department, go to the parts department, they'll sort it out. So Honey, kind of like I'm sure she like gets to deal with that. Also got Kaylee's in as well. Morning, Kaylee. Again, like absolutely incredible like reseller. Kind of I'm in awe with another clothing seller. I need to have a quick coffee. I've been wittering already. But thank you like all for like kind of coming in and listen to me like ramble. I know I do ramble, but I'm trying to do this a little bit more consistently. If they resell anything, that's a great like kind of name. I like that a lot. Resell anything. Yeah. Morning, buddy. Morning chat, obviously. Limelight Vinty, good morning. Right, who else we got? Limelight Vinty. I only just joined, so apology if you already answered this, but I always wondered how you print labels without weighing the actual items. Really good question, because I do make a point of actually saying that I very rarely like weigh anything. Now, contrary to like kind of like popular belief, I do actually have a set of scales. I don't know why it's here, because like my stock is basically all at the garage. But how it works for me is that because I'm a niche seller and I sell clothing, it's, I would say 90 to 95% of every single item I sell will be under 1 kilo. So as a blanket rule, I'll be saying, right, okay, like everything is going to be under like 1 kilo. Now, there are absolutely exceptions to that. If I've suddenly got a massive Barber Parker jacket, it's fleece lined and it's like super like chunky, at that point, then I'll go, right, okay, well, it's a coat, it's a heavy. When I'm doing the label, I will then make a judgment on what it's going to be. So, for example, if I'm going to be super cautious, I'll probably go up to like a maximum 5 kilos. If it's something like average, I'll go up to 2 kilos, and I will just like pay for it on those ones. I'll pay for the labels through there. But honestly, I can't remember the last time I actually like weighed something. And like as James said, like, and like, do I miss like the whole reselling everything? That part of it, I don't miss. I don't miss the whole fact of actually boxing it all up here, and then I can like putting it into a box, and then like trying to find a set of scales to find out how much it weighs. For me, I know when I do my my labels later on, it's gonna be like super quick. I don't need to worry about the weight of it, because I think everything I've got going out today will be under 1 kilo. So that's how I do it. But you can only do it if you're niched. You can only do that if you know what the average of like everything is going to be. If you like sell everything and you're suddenly like you've got a TV or you've got a VHS player or you've got a skateboard, you're not going to know exactly what they weigh. So you can definitely like take a punt on it, but is it worth taking punts on things? I'm more into like making sure that I do things correctly. So I hope that kind of answers it. Again, when do you think? When do you think going from part-time to full-time is right time? Sounds daft, but obviously eBay can be hit and miss. Glenn, I completely agree. And earlier I was saying that, like, and this is probably not the best thing like, for me to say, but hold out as long as you possibly can. We all want to like get out of like that kind of like that daily like grind, and I don't mind me that I got to the point of I actually hated my full-time job, hated it. It was like it causing me health problems, everything. But that being said, if you jump too quickly from like a paid employment into something that you can't guarantee is going to bring you in the money, there's a good chance you're probably going to go that you'll probably fail and you'll have to go back to like a full-time back to like the real world again. So when is the right time? You need to like kind of like be comfortable that what is coming in consistently is going to be able to pay the bills. That is like once you've got that, then you can like make that decision. I think I was probably a little bit naive. So I started, so I gave up my full-time job and just had that part-time job after so I basically had 2 months worth of savings. That's all. It wasn't a lot. It was like a few £1,000s, which for some people, a few £1,000s, that's all I think. But I've got some reasonably hefty bills to pay. So for me, like I took a bit of a risk, but I mitigated that risk by having a part-time job as well. So I didn't go straight from like full-time work into full-time selling. I did it. I had nearly 2 years of actually doing the part-time work and the eBay as well. At that point, like if you speak to like any of the boys, kind of James, like Bold Finds or Waters Clobber, or any of those boys, like or Hunley, I'm sure they will actually say that like I think I still work hard, but back when I actually was doing that, I was working crazy hours, like 15, 16-hour days, like kind of like 7 days a week. So it's like, when is the right time? You need to like be comfortable like about the right time for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Glenn, yeah, thank you. Glenn, I found eBay really slow at the moment, but still cracking, trying to list at least 5 a day. Are you feeling time year two? Absolutely. I'm very much a believer that like you have to like kind of like watch kind of your peaks and troughs. So the longer you do it, you can then work out, okay, right, do you know what? Okay, like July, August, okay, there is a bit of a dip. Okay, it's when people go on holidays, when people are there. So yes, absolutely, I do feel that it's definitely a slower, and I've definitely like felt that sales are a bit slower. Still okay, but again, like if you keep tracking along, if you like kind of like believe in the process, if you're putting really good like kind of items into your store that have got a really good like sell through, and you're listing them for like a good price, they will sell. It's as simple as that. Like that, there is no kind of doubt in my mind they absolutely will sell. So, but yeah, at the moment, I'm definitely on a little bit of a decline at the moment. My store is going up in regards to kind of like how many items I've got, so that's bulking up. The idea for me is I want to get to a point where I get into end of quarter three, beginning of quarter four, that I've got lots and lots of like really good quality items, and that's when it should hopefully go bonanza for me. That's the idea. That's what I'm planning on anyway. So resell anything. Summer is always slow, Glenn, but keep plodding. Winter's view thing, yeah, 100% agree. Like that, keep going. Absolutely, we will get there. Tommy's in. Morning, Tommy. Good morning. Just watching your Photoshop up video. Absolutely amazing video. Thank you very much, Tommy. Tommy, you're definitely like one of the kind of like YouTubers. I'm kind of like such an endearing guy, Tommy. Like, kind of like, I'm sure he's gonna like get all blushy and thing, but like really nice guy, and like he really doing a lot for the community as well. I know he's like reasonably like new into it as well. So like definitely, if you haven't, like kind of get him to have a look at his videos as well. So it's a great editor as well. Sorry, we need to like kind of we need a little bit of an update on the charity shop challenge as well. I think we need to like kind of have a date in place where that video gets uploaded. So yeah. Glenn, yeah, end of year was also good. I started in November, but since about February, it's been slower. Yeah, that I think that's fair. February, March time, it's definitely like slowed up, and we're now just if you can like get through this period, then hopefully, like when we get to Q4, that's when it's all going to like go up. Sorry, going to get also picked up while listening in. Good man, get those orders out. I think Tommy, like I was just started watching his video about he picked up a load of vintage toys and games and that side of it. They look very cool. All right, Tommy. Best advice for getting sticky stock sold through bulk delist and sell similar with reduced prices. Use a heavy discount auction starting $4.99. This might be a little bit controversial. And I used to do this. I used to like end and sell similar from that. For me personally, what I'm I don't do that because what I want to do is actually some kind of aged stock markdown. If you end and sell similar, that's going to give it a whole new like kind of boost and that side of it, absolutely. But what it's not going to do is it will like give you a new start date as well. So if you're looking at things like what are my oldest items in my store, because you can actually sort it by age and kind of how many days it's been in stock. If you start doing that, it's going to skew that. So for me personally, I'm going to like go into those orders and start kind of like look to so they check to make sure everything's correct, make sure that all the title is good, make sure the key specifics are good, then start looking at the costing of it. And what I will do is after a certain amount of time start to reduce it. So after 90 days I'm going to reduce it by 10%. After 120 days it'll be another 20% off. After 140 days it goes down to 40%. After that, then if it's not sold, I'm then looking to actually put it onto an auction. So I'll start it at a low price, do that for a couple of times until I get to a point where it's 99p auction. And if it doesn't sell on that one, it's probably never going to sell. So at that point, that's coming out of my store. Either take it down to the boot sale or I'll take it to cash for clothing. And at that point, that's like out of my store. So that's how I do it. I know lots of other people, they do it with kind of like kind of end and sell similar. And I can see that. It absolutely does give it a boost without a doubt. But if you're trying to manage a good thing, and I've got 1,300 items in my store, if you start doing that, it gets really confusing. Hope that helps. Morning, Global Salvage Crystal. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Vince has been better for me yesterday. I hope you have plenty to pack. I definitely don't have too many. Someone actually like kind of like Kev sent me a message this morning about kind of like brands on Vinted that kind of I think do well, but I had to let him know that I've basically sold my soul to eBay, so I'm on an exclusivity kind of contract with eBay. So they give me like slightly lower fees, but it means I'm not allowed to actually sell on other platforms. So that's a decision I made. Is it the right decision? We will see. At the moment, it's okay. I'm happy with the way it is, but I do think that eBay needs to kind of up their game. So hopefully we should it'd be nice if eBay can announce something at the eBay Open. That'd be amazing. Something for business sellers. They definitely need to do that. Talking about Luke, Waters clobbered, my man. Morning, my guy. Question is for you. How are you finding the 15-day with balancing everything else? Loving the lives. Mate, yeah, we've come I wouldn't say we've discussed this at length. It's definitely something that I'm finding a lot more manageable. So yeah, I think it was the right decision personally. I really do. The draft bank is growing. I've nearly got 2 days in the draft bank now, and yeah, I think it's definitely the best thing at the moment for the business until I can grow it to a point where I can sort out the sourcing. Once I've got to the point of maybe having a couple of months in the draft bank, maybe not a couple of months, 4 to 6 weeks worth of in the draft bank. At that point, then I will actually look to change up a bit more. But Luke, yeah, mate, appreciate you. We definitely need a catch up at some point as well. I know we we both seem to be crazy busy at the moment. Tommy's saying, I'll wait as if I question it's over 1K. Try and play a game with myself, see if I guess it right for Wayne, and gradually I'm getting better at guessing things. Yeah, definitely. I think nothing better than a Friday morning coffee. Up the coffee machine. Yeah, we love it. That right. So I think last week I was actually saying who I wanted to be sponsored with, and I think it was it beer and Apple products. I think I'm going to go for a coffee machine now. So yeah, I'm absolutely thing. Tommy's sipping his as well. Morning. Do I get the wallet back? No, it went. So the wallet went, and so I cancelled all my my cards. So it is what it is. I've just moved on. I got my new bum bag. So my man bag that goes around me. I basically look like I'm a hoodlum now with my North Face bag. Tommy, I really appreciate you saying they're learning a lot from you guys and applying the business and sharing my videos are all one big circle. Yeah, definitely. So good for that. I'll get a date in the works. Yeah, I think Tommy, how I'm feeling in regards to the challenge. I'm loving the challenge. However, I do find that I'm going out and actually going, oh no, that might be better, or what should I do with this one? If we have a hard cut off, I think that might be a better option. It's just a thought, but I'm easy. Tommy, did you? I hope you did. I've actually not watched all the videos, so I don't know either. Love this stretcher. Okay, cool. Need to look at how long they've been on and make cost reductions. Good stuff. Sorry, I think yes. Right. Right. So that's a really good thing. Can you still buy from other platforms? Absolutely, yeah. So it's just when it comes to I've signed my soul to eBay for selling, so I'm only allowed to sell on their platform, but I'm allowed to buy from wherever I want. So and that's hence why I'm still buying from Vinted. And do you know what? I don't mind. I'll say it here now. I've been really inconsistent when it comes to buying on Vinted. And I think the main reason for me is because of the cost implications. And every time I buy something off of Vinted and it turns up, it's always pretty much always an amazing item. And it's always going to have good value and all that sort of it. But I found that I was spending so much money on Vinted, it was because the cash flow was becoming a real issue. So that's hence why I've pivoted yet again. And being your own like boss, being the kind of the master of your own destiny, you need to be able to pivot and you need to like make like choices in your own business to like make it work. So I've got more heavily because we're in boot season, because we've got reasonable weather. I've kind of switched and I'm now doing a lot more kind of like charity shops and the boot sales. I'm trying my best to build relationships as well, because I'm a bit scared when it comes to when boot sale season is ended. What do I do then? Do I go back to like Vinted again, which is a possibility? But yeah, for me, like kind of like I can still buy wherever I want. So if I want to buy off of eBay, I can do that. If I want to buy Vinted, I can do that as well. So that side of it, no, I can still like buy. It's not an issue at all. Luke, I'm chasing down DeLonghi to sponsor the pod. Up the coffee machine. It's a good call. Really good call. I'm thinking of like I think I mentioned it like in a previous video that my plan is I want to kind of like build a big shed in my garden. That might be something that I might see if I can approach a company to like see if that we can do something with that. Whether they will or not, I don't know, but I do believe like kind of like trying these things is definitely worth it. I've got DeLonghi coffee machine too. Bought it at the start of lockdown. I've used it every day since. Been a really good buy. Yeah, but I think coffee machines are when you think about like kind of how much coffee is in kind of Costa or like Nero's or Starbucks or any of those on, I think what like £3.50, £4 like kind of for a cup of coffee. Now that is 100% like that's where I should have gone. I should have gone into like blooming like kind of like coffee shops. Like holy moly, those places must make an absolute fortune, and they definitely don't pay their staff like very well either. So yeah, what else we got? Next time, Tommy, maybe get two. So can we get each other to meet up with Italy? That's do you know what? Like, that's a really good like idea, and that's very, very similar. That me and James Bold Finds, we had an idea that we was going to meet up and we were going to go head to head. I was going to do the charity shop. He was going to sit in the car and actually do Vinted to see who could actually do the best, like in an afternoon. So yeah, that's not a bad call. Also, if anyone wants a DeLonghi, I have a couple in my store. That's good to know. Obviously, laughing. Hi, Simon. Gary here. Aren't you getting a good amount of stock from the charity shop you work in? To some degree. It's a little bit hit and miss. They're good enough that they do put some stuff away for me. So when it comes in, when I work there, I'm very, very conscious that, so they know what I do. So they know I'm a reseller, but they do. I normally end up kind of going on to the tills, and if there's like not that many like kind of like volunteers, it's a little bit harder for me to like think. So I will definitely get a few bits and pieces without a doubt. Do I get like my main amount of stock? No, I definitely don't. I probably get like most of like my stuff now from other charity shops and from the boot sales. That's probably where I get the majority of it. Having like the part-time kind of like work and like kind of like is more of a, dare I say, like a giving back. I'm trying to like give a little bit back to the charity. So, but hey. That's what I do, but yeah, it's definitely that. I would strongly say to like people, if you build up a relationship with kind of like a charity shop, it's definitely worth it, because like you can get some really good bits. I might not get loads of stuff, but the stuff I do pick up is usually pretty good. Sorry, Eversource from Whatnot. I find you can actually buy decent brands, and I'll pay 7% for a charity shop. Whatnot, 5% paid postage, 3 more items, no postage. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I kind of like, I did watch retro reselling. George Ross. I watched his video like the other night. I'm like kind of like not going to spoil it for people who haven't watched it, but honestly, my heart goes out. I kind of like, I think it was always going to happen. But definitely go and watch it, because like I don't want to like take away like views from him, but it was a real honest and kind of like honest opinion about whatnot. So yes, do I think you can like pick some bits up to some degree? However, okay, and this is a big however, I think very, very, very few sellers on whatnot are actually like kind of like offering up good stuff, and that's controversial. I think it's okay stuff. I think it's high street. I think most of it is kind of like you're pretty average type thing. But for reselling, I think honestly, majority of stuff isn't worth it. The only time I've ever bought anything is like kind of to support like people I know. I've bought a couple of things from Michelle, so Fox Black. I've bought a few bits from who else have I bought from? John Luke. I think I bought a couple of it, but fundamentally, they're not. They're fine for personal. I think you can pick up some nice like personal bits, but as a like business, like for reselling, no, not for me personally. Who else we got? Jamie, Sully's Vintage. So if you don't know, Jamie has a Call in Tech and Sports group, which he does on a Friday afternoon, 4:30. He usually does it every other week. This week it's going to be 2 weeks on the trot. So always amazing. So yeah, we've got a couple of that. Obviously, we've got James in the group who hosts the UK call and also the social media call, which were insane yesterday. Like really good, like kind of so much knowledge, so much information, and it's really nice to be able to talk to other resellers who are, I'm not going to say like kind of on a similar kind of level, who are striving to be better and to like kind of create a business. So yeah, every single person in that call was incredible, and yeah, some really good chats. But we got definitely. I'd love to travel to everyone and come film. It's not feasible at the moment when Tory Trades content branches are full time. But absolutely, yeah, sounds good. A local charity will pick up thought the good donation list than directly on eBay. Yeah, a lot of like kind of like a lot of these charities are now like getting to the realms of like they're understanding the online presence. I think I spoke to like another charity, a charity who've just employed someone to purely and simply do that. Look, it's the way of the world. That we've all got to like kind of be ahead. We all have to be like better than everyone else. I look at most charity shops eBay accounts, and they are awful. Like the items they're looking at, their listing are absolutely horrendous. So I just have to concentrate on my business, make sure that I do the very best that I possibly can. Are these charities like kind of offering 60 days returns? No. Are these are they offering the best prices? Potentially, yeah, they might actually be like cheaper, but like, are they going to do like keywords? Are they going to do the title like correctly? Are they going to like fill out everything else? Are they going to be answer questions like immediately? Are they going to send out things? The answer is like unlikely. So we've just got to be better than everyone else, in my opinion. So that's what has to be. So am I scared of like the charities? I think no, not at all. Gary again just started making up postage on eBay. Can't believe they charge fee on postage. Well, yes, they are scumbags. Like, let's face it. If I really with that, I was talking to Luke and James the other day. We need like to really like if anyone's going up to the event, so the eBay Open. When it comes to questions and answers, and they best to do, I think we need to ask these like these questions. We need to make sure that they understand that As sellers, as business sellers, they need to do more for us, because at the moment they are taking the mickey with fees, with the kind of like postage, with everything else. They're like basically taking away a lot and don't seem to be giving too much thing. So we need to like be grilling these people up at the open. I know like kind of there is a meeting up in London. Which I think Luke is going to. I was hoping to go, but unfortunately I've got an appointment at the hospital that day, so I'm not going to be able to like to do it. But yeah, but we need to be asking these questions without a doubt. Still fun, but yeah, absolutely. Okay, this didn't started when people found the loophole listing item for 19 with £100 postage. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. We said I follow the great toy games knowledge. Yeah, definitely. Wow, never realised that bold finds. While we go, that Simon, what shots are bring to eBay open to pets? Yeah, I think like I need to like kind of like so like if anyone does see me and they may know that I'm kind of like I am partial to a drink. I like socialising, and so if I actually have a few drinks, there is a very good like a chance that I will be I'll be asking some awful questions. Which like kind of so I'll probably lay off the booze before I ask questions. But yeah, it's definitely like something that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I'm going up there. So hopefully I'll meet a few of you up there as well. So yeah, I think we need to like we need to like definitely ask some probing questions to eBay. Right, we've got Chelsea Rooney. Good morning. Hope you're well. Right, Tommy Trades. Would you pay $14.99 for brand new with tags 3XL polo Ralph Lauren thick cotton shirt? Tommy, it depends. So if it's just a pretty plain kind of like shirt with a small pony logo, probably not. If it was a check shirt, or if it was actually had something about it, then potentially. And if it was a linen shirt, then 100% I would. But you need to Tommy, the best thing to do is go to the as tech calls it, the eBay machine, and physically see how much these things are going. So you'll potentially find that they may well like a brand new 3XL cotton shirt. Is it like a plaid shirt? So there's so many like variables on it. This is where you need to like kind of know the intricacies of it. I think you'd be surprised. You may well be able to like pick up a brand new with tags Ralph Lauren shirt for under £30. So if you're paying £15 and getting less than £30 back, something £15 that needs to be like in excess of 50 like return, which you might get. It is possible, but how long are you going to wait for it? So definitely like have a look at that one. Copper price seems to be on the increase, Simon. Also, less people willing to haggle now. Yeah, I agree. I've been recently trying the tech thing of actually, if it's a fair price, just paying for it and moving on. That's I'm trying. So sometimes it just, I think it's so like this super dry polo shirt. How much would you like to pay? £5. No. I'm moving like kind of straight on from that. So I do think like that, but let's face it, like, and I understand why people like are trying to get more money at the boot sales, because let's face it, life is tough. Like there's no two ways about it. Everything's going up in price. Petrol's going up again. So it's definitely difficult. So I would personally, like, I don't begrudge like people, but if it doesn't like suit my metrics, it's fine. I'm just walking away. I'm just going to like move on. To the line of vintage, color, pattern, graphic matter. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Color matters, pattern matters, graphics matter, everything all matters. Seems like it sells between 40 and 60. So how quickly is that? So you need to like see what the sell-through rate is. Like, is it well saturated? If you kind of put it up for the 60 mark, how quickly is that going to sell? If it's going to take a year to actually like physically sell, is it worth it? If it's going to take like 3 weeks, yeah, I'd be taking that all day long. So, do you have death pile of clothes that you give up at end and move from the eBay? We see lots of video people with great flips, but there must have been some just don't sell. Yeah, 100%. Do I have a death pile? No, not one. At the moment, I think in my queue, I've got, I think, 2 items, like hardly anything. It's like kind of thing. So I need to like be going out and actually getting it. And like Tommy asked me earlier about kind of what I do. Like, do I have things that don't sell? Absolutely. Like kind of like of course. But what I need to do is actually have a strategy to like make sure I don't take like too much of a loss on it. If I can like kind of like not make loss. So theoretically, if it's not sold within, I think, about 6 months roughly, at that point, that's when I'm looking to actually offload it. Whether I take it down to the boot sale and get 50p a pound a piece for it, or I take it for cash for clothing. But I don't want a store that's actually like is bloated with stuff that's not going to sell. And over time, absolutely, like it won't be selling. Like, so you need to like be dealing with it without a doubt. Right, what's Tommy saying? Seem like 2 to 3 every 90 days, with about 15 to 20 listed. Maybe only 5 listed brand new though. I mean, picked up already. Right, where you've picked it up, you've made that decision now, so you need to like just make sure you actually sell it nice and quickly, Tommy. So I expect, okay, like check to make sure that kind of like you price it like correctly. What is it you're trying to, I think, do you have a business model where you want to try and find, you want a certain amount of profit per item? So what is the minimum you're happy to take for that shirt? Is it £10? Is it £20? Is it £30? What is it that you actually want? What's the minimum you're kind of prepared to actually take on it? Get it listed at current market, and then if someone comes along, this is the bit that kind of a lot of people struggle with. So if you bought it for 15 and someone offers you 30, and that's going to make you £10.50 profit, are you taking it, or are you actually going to hold out for more money? For me personally, I'm all about kind of like turning my stock over. So it's very, very rare that I actually get attached to any of my items. So I'm very much like a case of like, if I've got something up for £100 and someone offers me 50, £60 and I've bought it for £5, guess what? I'm probably going to take that. Which like a lot of people go like, you're crazy. But what I can do with that £50 is I can then turn it over and reinvest that in like more stock. Yes, I can wait like longer to try and get more money for it. But for me, I'd rather kind of turn my money over a lot quicker. I've seen a Le Creuset Cousson 28 in flawless condition at a charity shop. They wanted £100, marked it down to 80 and on Thursday and do half price sale and everything. That seems like, is that a lot of money? That you can tell like, I'm not an everything seller, but that seems like a lot of money. Because they're 28 in flawless condition at the charity shop. They wanted 100 and marked it down to that, and on Thursday do half price, so it'd be £40. What else we got to say? I was tempted to pick it up yesterday, but at £40 still wasn't comfortable. If I buy something for 40, it needs to be £100. Yeah, that's my kind of rule of thumb as well. If I'm going anywhere into those kind of realms, it needs to be a 3-figure return without a doubt. Tommy, I do 35 lowest, but heading probably got 30. Going to list up 50 at first. Great advice. Yeah, good. Like Tommy, like it is all of that. And look, I'm just wittering. Like this is just that stuff that I've had to go through myself. All of us in the group, like we all like we've tried every single thing, and over time you kind of like work out what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, honestly, like good luck, mate. And I generally like hope it works all well for you as well. Who will? So we've got Jaffa's Rally Adventures as well. Good old one of my good old Australian friends. And we've got Mini Cooper in there as well. That takes me back, really does. Simon, what's your experience on returns? Do you get many? Yeah, I do. However, I get a good amount. There's no two ways about it. I don't let it worry me too much, purely and simply because, as long as I've not misdescribed it, 9 times out of 10, because I sell clothing, it's because it doesn't fit. What am I going to do? It comes back into my store. I get it relisted, get it put back, refund the customer. And I've got a couple of rules in my in my business that one of them, which is to do with returns. I want to make sure that the customer gets their return within 24 hours of actually like it coming back into my house. Normally it's under 12 hours because let's face it, like you want to like create like a nice environment that if someone buys something and it's not right for them, I'm going to like say, I literally take all the emotion. Okay. Oh, they should have actually like measured it. Oh, they should have looked and measured it. I don't think. Honestly, I don't care. Like, move on. Okay, get it back into the thing. Refund them. Move on. That's for me. So I'm currently like my return rates are probably the lowest they've ever been, and I think it's 0.8%. I'm at the moment, which is still kind of that's still probably, how many am I going to get like a month? I'll probably get 15, 20 a month. But when I'm selling like 400 in the grand scale thing, and all I'm going to do is actually resell it again. So it makes no odds. Aussie. Is that supposed to be oi, oi, oi after that as well? Bold Finds have been building a list of conspiracies. Love that. Oh yeah, and obviously Bold Finds has got it. Bubble trades. It better not be about bubble. Yeah. If you didn't see the the bold clobber with Luke and James, when there was a big discussion about bubble wrap, very interesting and very funny, I have to say. How does the global shipping program work? How to price up postage? Zebu. Zebu, I've literally just done a quick video on that one. I didn't really go too much about into like how it actually works, so I'll probably save that for another video if that's all right. I'll try and think, but fundamentally, global shipping, all you need to do is actually turn on global shipping, and then eBay will work out all the postage. So all you do is you charge the customer your normal postage. So for me, I charge £3.97 for my postage. So that's all I'm going to get for it. Then whatever country it is, eBay, for example, if it's America or Australia, wherever it is, they will then work out how much it will be to physically ship it from the UK to that country. They will work out all the taxes, they will work out all the costing for the courier and all that side of it. So as a seller, you need to do nothing. All you need to do is just list it, click to say that it's going to be international for the global shipping, and they will work out the rest of it. It is the easiest thing ever. It's just incredible. Yesterday I had I think 9 sales. I think 4 of those were international. So yeah, that definitely saved me yesterday. But no, it's dead easy. But I will put out a video about how to do it a little bit more as well. Bubble wrap, yes. Just with the best thing eBay has ever done. I think I agree. I really do. That's kind of one of the only. I would say it's the only thing. It's pretty much the best thing that eBay has for it, and that's why I think it is king compared to if Vinted started doing international. That might be a game changer. I think that if they could incorporate something like that, then that could be good. Amazes me how much postage someone is willing to pay for a cheap item. Yeah, like kind of like sometimes like it can be bonkers like on it, and there absolutely is like other schools of thought about like saying, oh well, why don't you just like do it directly? Why don't you just like organise it? I can't be bothered. I actually a long time ago I did, and it got stuck in customs, and the customer didn't actually take. So I think it like took 6 weeks to get to the customer, and so I had to refund it, and in the end the customer got the item as well. So it's for me, like I took the decision that I wasn't going to do it that way, so I only stick with like the global shipping. Even if people ask, I'm like categoric to say, look, yeah, I only sell global shipping. With the new update with items remaining for sale until paid for even when offers accepted seems a good move though. Yeah, I think that's kind of like pretty good as well. It seems a bit weird. I don't mind people not paying straight away as long as they do pay. But yeah, what the heck is that? Right, I need to stop there because what the heck is that? That is the first time I've ever got one of those. But Jaffers, you did not need to do that. But thank you. I absolutely do appreciate that. I didn't even know that's switched on. Yeah, Cindy, that's incredible. Thank you so much. A bit all discombobulated now. You might even get. I'm joking. Thank you. It's like kind of like, you know, I like coffee, which is now cold, which is not ideal. But thank you. Simon, are you building auto-winter stock from car boot sales, boots, jumpers, etc.? Am I building? Yes, I am. But I think that implies that am I kind of putting it to one side? And the answer is no. I'm listing every single item straight away. It's going straight into my thing. So I don't actually put anything away for storage. I don't have a death pile. I don't kind of like go, oh, that will sell better in the winter. I sold a kind of like a rab jacket 2 days ago, like a rab down jacket. Like so if I held out to that till September, October, November, yes, that kind of like I might get a little bit more. I might get another 10, 15 pound for it, but I'd rather again like take the money. Like so yeah. So kind, Cindy. Yeah, I absolutely 100% agree. That is so kind, and I do appreciate it. Hey, yeah, give you hey. All 10 noted down, bold funds. You're not ready for this. Okay. That sounds like kind of like that. Sounds like some proper conspiracy there. I just list all year round. I sell more coats in summer than winter. Yeah, how does that work? That is ridiculous. But yeah, I think people buy kind of like coats and jackets and jumpers all year round. But I also think people buy it because they think they're going to like get a more of a bargain like during this year. So I'm more than happy to buy kind of like that all year round. So yeah. And there's a truckload of emojis from Tommy. Not a clue. Like it's basically like turned into like hieroglyphics. But right, it's now. I've been whittering for nearly an hour and 10 minutes, and that's a lot more than kind of like I was expecting. Got Bingo in the house, comment section. Bingo, a morning, Simon. Good morning. At that point, I'm about to just head off now. I've still got to do my kind of pack up my post, get that to the shop, And then I'm need to like get up to the shop to do my shift in the charity shop this afternoon. So the rest of the weekend is very much going to boot sale. I'm going to try and get as many things from the boot sale. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to attempt to get, how many can I get? I'd like to get at least 15 tomorrow from Saturday, and I would like to get 60 on Sunday. So 75 is what I'm aiming for. I need to ideally get, what is it, like over 100 I need like for the week. So yeah, so I'm going to get on with that. Couple of questions just come in. Better Life Today, do you promote your listings? Thanks. Yeah, I promote every single item. I promote at 7%, and I've done that for quite some time. Do you need to? No, probably not. If you kind of have like really great quality items that can sell quickly, you don't need to promote. I sell in a very saturated market, which is clothing. Everyone else is actually promoting, so I need to do that as well. Miss notification, have a good weekend all. Yeah, I apologize. I don't know what happened. It looked like there was people logged in from last night thinking I was going live last night, so not a clue. Lee, Cheltenham Vintage Toys, hello buddy. You need to kind of have a chat with Tommy Trades as well. Tommy's just got a load of Transformers and kind of like vintage toys you might be interested in as well. So hook up with Tommy, Lee. Hope you're well, buddy. We haven't had a chat for a long time as well. Always Lee's absolutely incredible when it comes to if you've got anything you like vintage toys and games and all that side of it, that man is a legend. He knows his stuff. Have you still got the is it the Mutant Ninja Turtle skateboards? Brand new vintage skateboards. They are sick. Makes me feel like I'm actually 14 again. Thanks for a great show. Have a great day ahead and wonderful weekend. Yeah, appreciate that. Great chat. So I'm listening while listening. Listening. Thank you very much. So many Transformers. Yeah, Transformer me up. Right. On that note, I am going to get going. Thank you so much. I know I kind of say at the end of every video, I'm absolutely blown away. If you wouldn't mind on your way out, just liking just helps. I am trying to grow that. I don't mind. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to get more followers, and the more I actually do, more interaction I get, the more it seems to YouTube seem to like it. But thank you. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, have a good one.